Now in this problem, here you can see that in a gas turbine, the gas enters at the rate of 5 kg per second with a velocity of 50 meter per second. Gas turbine is also a kind of expansion device, just like a steam turbine. It also helps us to produce power. So generally gas turbine used in aircraft, as well as some gas turbine power generation is also there. So the gas turbine entering the gas with a mass flow rate of 5 kg per second with a velocity of 50 meter per second and enthalpy of 900 kilojoule per kg, that is at inlet of the turbine, and leaves the turbine with a velocity of 150 meter per second. You can see the velocity is being 3 times magnified out of the turbine and enthalpy of 400 kilojoule per kg. Obviously enthalpy is being dropped, so that way the velocity will be increased. The loss of heat from the gases to the surroundings, that means the gas is losing some heat to the surrounding. How much amount of heat? That is 25 kilojoule per kg. Again the heat is being given in terms of kilojoule per kg. Kilojoule per kg means that is nothing but Q dot by M dot. I have just cleared all this thing in the previous problem also. While Q dot is mentioned in terms of kilowatt, that is capital Q dot in terms of kilowatt, but while it is given in kilojoule per kg, that is nothing but capital Q dot by M dot is given there. Okay, now assuming for gas that R value, that is the characteristic gas constant for that particular gas, whatever gas is entering in the turbine, the characteristic gas constant or other say specific gas constant is given 0.285 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and the specific heat is also given 1.004 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, specific heat at constant pressure. Okay, and the inlet conditions to be at 100 kPa and 27 degrees centigrade. That means the inlet pressure and the inlet temperature of that particular gas which is entering in the turbine, that is also given. Now you have to find the power output of the turbine and the diameter of the inlet pipe, that you have to find. Okay, that's why all those given data I have written over here. That is mass flow rate, nothing but 5 kg per second, inlet velocity Vi 50 meter per second, in specific enthalpy at inlet 900 kilojoule per kg, then exit velocity 150 meter per second, specific enthalpy at exit 400 kilojoule per kg, then small q I have written, that is basically heat per unit mass. So minus sign is coming due to the loss of heat. R, that is specific gas constant, specific heat at constant pressure, inlet pressure, inlet temperature. Okay, now if we consider again SF, because it is also a kind of flow process and steady process, so that's why we can consider the steady state steady flow equation. But every time while we have derived that SSS equation for turbine, that point of time we are considering the process is isentropic, that there is no heat transfer in the turbine or out of the turbine. But here that heat loss is being mentioned, so you cannot compromise that, consider that process like isentropic process. Okay, you cannot consider. And here also that velocity is inlet and exit, they are not same, so velocity is being magnified from inlet to exit. So velocity you don't have to, you cannot ignore actually. So these two part easily you can ignore because there is no such kind of data for elevation difference. So that's why you can ignore these two parts. Rest of the part term will be there. Okay. Now you have to find the power. Power means that is nothing but W dot SH. W dot SH will come in with a unit of kilowatt, that is the power developed by the turbine itself. So what we are going to do over here, just we have to put all those given values on that particular equation. That way you can get the value. So that right side of that particular equation, I should clear it a bit. That is Q dot by M dot minus W dot SH by M dot. It can be written like this, and Q dot by M dot, it is nothing but, I have just used this but cleared this particular parameter in the last problem. If you go with the last problem video, it will be very clear to you that Q dot, it is heat flow rate, and M dot is nothing but, I can write it again, heat flow rate by M dot, that is nothing but mass flow rate, isn't it? So heat flow rate, obviously you have to take this particular unit in watt. I mentioned many times. So watt can be written by joule per second. So joule per second is nothing but watt, and mass flow rate is nothing but kg per second. So second will be cancelled each other. So it is giving you joule per kg. So capital Q dot by M dot is coming with a unit of joule per kg, and we all know that specific enthalpy also should be coming with a unit of joule per kg, and velocity square, it is nothing but joule per kg. That I have expressed clear in the first problem, that how that meter square per second square is nothing but joule per kg. I have expressed or explained those things. Okay, I can clear it again here. Joule is nothing but Newton meter per kg, and Newton can be written nothing but kg meter per second square. Okay, 1 meter was already there, and kg is coming like this. So it is giving you again meter square per second square. So that way joule per kg is nothing but meter square per second square. So by all these things we can understand the left hand side and right hand side, both the sides will give you the unit of joule per kg. So that way W dot SH by M dot, that is also obviously will give you the unit of joule per kg. That is the thing what you have to consider over here regarding the unit system. Now I am wiping out all these things. It is basically the clearing the conception. Now straight away you have to put all those given values on the equation, and it will give you the result. Okay, so that in the specific enthalpy at exit, in inlet, all they are given actually. So from there, if we solve that particular equation by putting all those given values, it will giving you a expression. Just do your calculation rightly. So it will giving you a value of W dot SH by M dot. It will coming 465,000. Just do your calculation rightly, it will come like this. Mind it that Q dot by M dot, while you are putting, that should come with a negative sign. It always should come with a negative sign, mind it, because heat loss is there. Don't ignore that negative sign. Okay, and that specific enthalpy, obviously it will be coming with a joule per kg unit. Here it is given kilojoule per kg, so you have to multiply again 10 to the power 3 for both the sides. It is also nothing more is there. So that way you can find that W dot SH by M dot is coming like this. Okay, and I just few minutes before I just explained that W dot SH by M dot is nothing but a unit of joule per kg. The unit of this particular unit term obviously will coming with joule per kg, because rest of all the term is coming with a unit of joule per kg. So obviously the left out term also will be coming with joule per kg. So that way that particular value having a unit of joule per kg. With undoubtedly you can put over here joule per kg if you convert this thing in joule per kg. Okay, so finally from there, if you try to find out W dot SH, then it will be 46,500 will be multiplied with M dot. So that way joule per kg is multiplying with kg per second. So basically kg will be cancelled. It is coming with joule per second. Joule per second is nothing but watt. So the value whatever coming from here, it will giving you a value of a unit of watt. And mass flow rate is given, that is 5 kg per second. Okay, so if you just multiply the value of mass flow rate over there, so it will be giving you a value of 2325 multiplied with 10 to the power 3, that is coming with the unit of watt. So I can write 2325 kilowatt. That will be the power produced. That will be the power produced by the turbine or power developed by the turbine in terms of kilowatt. Okay, now second thing you have to find out, that is the diameter of the inlet pipe. So diameter of the inlet pipe can be easily find out if we do a simple gas. If you use a ideal gas equation, just considering it is an ideal gas. Considering ideal gas equation, so that equation I can write like this: Pi Vi equals to M into Rc into Ti. Okay. So pressure, volume, mass, specific gas constant, temperature, and they all are considering a subscript of I, that means it is an inlet of the pipe. Okay, now in this particular problem, instead of M dot is given. So just if we convert that particular right hand side in terms of M dot, so what will be the change in the left hand side? Just if we consider that right hand side of that particular equation in M dot R into T, then what will be the unit coming over here? Check it. M dot is giving you kg per second, R is nothing but kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and T is also coming with a Kelvin. So Kelvin cancelled, kg cancelled, it will be giving you a kilojoule per second. So that is nothing but kilowatt. So if we write that right hand side of the equation in terms of mass flow rate, it will giving you a unit of kilowatt. So obviously left hand side also will be reflect the same unit, that is kilowatt. So if I write that left hand side instead of Pi Vi, if I write it Pi, or I am just excluding the subscript I part now, so it will create more hazard for us. Just if we instead of PV, if we multiply, if you replace it by PQ, P multiplied with Q. What is Q? Q is nothing but volume flow rate. Volume flow rate. What is the unit? Obviously unit will be meter cube per second. How much volume is flowing for unit time, that is volume flow rate. So pressure unit always in terms of Newton per meter square or Pascal, and volume flow rate or discharge, it is coming with a meter cube per second unit. So as a result of that, it is coming with a unit of suppose if I consider that kilonewton per meter square pressure, so it will be much better. If we put the value of pressure in terms of kilopascal, then it will produce you kilowatt, because meter square 1 meter will be remain there, so kilonewton meter, that means kilonewton meter per second, that is nothing but kilowatt. Okay, so that way I am just clearing it, that why I am going to change this particular equation like this form now. Just I can write this particular equation now: Pi into Qi equals to M dot into Rc into Ti. Why we can write this one? It is now clear to us. So initial pressure is given, that is 100 kPa. It is given in kPa unit. So it is not any issue with the unit because pressure is required for kilopascal. Okay, Qi we have to find it. Mass flow rate is given 5 kg per second. R is given 0.285 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and temperature at inlet is given 27 degrees centigrade, so it should be considered in Kelvin. So 273 plus 27 should be there, so it will giving you 300 actually, this value. So as a result of that you can find Qi from there, and it will be coming 4.275 unit obviously will be meter cube per second. It is also known as discharge or volume flow rate, whatever you can say, both are right. So why we are doing this? Because the diameter at inlet only can be find out if you get this particular discharge or volume flow rate value, because that discharge Qi also can be written by Ai into Vi. How? Very easy. Again use the unit. Ai is nothing but area, so it is coming with meter square, and velocity is coming with meter per second, so it is producing meter cube per second. Area of what area? That is the area of flowing medium, that means the inside the pipe the gas is flowing, so it is the area of the pipe, and Vi means the velocity at the inlet part. Okay, so it is actually Vi at the inlet velocity, it is given 50 meter per second, it is given 50 meter per second, it is given to us. Okay, and Qi is also available to us, and Ai can be basically we can write pi by 4 into d square, because it is rather say di square. It is nothing but the circular cross section. So now put all those values over there. From there you can get the value of di. It will coming 0.3299 meter. So in terms of millimeter, it is a big value, 329.9 millimeter. That is the inlet diameter of the pipe, or it can be written in approximately 330 millimeter. That is the diameter of the pipe inlet. Okay, again in this particular problem the important thing is the unit, and how you are going to solve the problem, that you have to understand clearly. Okay, next going to start the next last problem for this particular module. Okay, this problem is regarding a transient flow process, that is a unsteady flow process. We have discussed what is unsteady flow process, discharging and charging of a bottle, that is a problem with related to that topic. An evacuated bottle means an empty bottle, is filled with a valve through which air from the atmosphere, ATM is atmosphere, the atmospheric pressure 1 bar and 25 degrees centigrade is atmospheric air temperature, is allowed to flow slowly to fill the bottle. So some air is going to fill a evacuated bottle, that is an empty bottle. If no heat is transferred to or from the air in the bottle, so there is no heat exchange from the bottle to the outside or outside to inside bottle. So we can consider it is a adiabatic process, reversible adiabatic process. So what will be it's a adiabatic process, it is not a reversible adiabatic process, it is only adiabatic process, because there is no heat transfer. If it is a reversible adiabatic process, then entropy will be constant. So it is not reversible adiabatic, it is only adiabatic process. Okay, so what will be its temperature when the pressure of the bottle reaches 1 bar? So you have to find the temperature while the pressure of the bottle reaches to 1 bar. Okay, and second part of the problem, if the bottle initially contains 0.03 meter cube of air at 400 millimeter of Hg and 25 degrees centigrade. So in the second condition, the bottle is not an empty one, some gas is being stored there. what will be the temperature when pressure reaches to 760 millimeter of Hg. So in second case, some pressure is being raised, so as a result of that, how the temperature will change. Two property relation is given for air, that is small u relation is 0.718 multiplied with T plus 273, and flow work PV relation is given 0.287 T plus 273. In this U relation, U is in kilojoule per kg, that is specific internal energy, T is in degree centigrade. Mind it, T is in degree centigrade. That's why 273 is added to convert it in Kelvin. Similarly, here also P is in kilopascal and small p, that is specific volume, that is meter cube per kg. Here also T is in degree centigrade. Okay, these two relations is being given as a property relation of air. You can find at any temperature internal energy, and at any temperature flow work can be find out for air. Okay, using these two relations. It is attached to the problem. Now from unsteady flow process equation, we know this equation, we have derived this equation for a charging of a cylinder. Okay, mf is the mass of final point, mo is that the initial point mass, hi initial enthalpy, specific enthalpy, uf final internal energy, u0 that is the initial internal energy, and that is minus q is there. If the cylinder is initially empty and the process is adiabatic, then you can consider m0, that is the initial mass, that is 0, q is 0. So the equation will be zip into this particular form. This particular derivation already I have done earlier, so that's why I am not going to elaborate these things. Just I mention over here because it will be needed over here. Okay, so just go through the earlier video, it will be clear. So now you have to find the internal specific enthalpy at initially and the final stage internal energy. Both can be find out using these two relations. So HI can be find out easily. It can be write like this way. We all know these equations. Initial enthalpy, specific enthalpy, basically H is equals to U plus PV. So while you are going for in initial stage, so that subscript value of I is coming. So here UI expression is given. UI expression you can find out it UI very easily, that 0.718 multiplied with the temperature, that is 25 degrees centigrade plus 273. So that way you are getting the UI value, and PVI, that is also can be find out using the given relation, that is 0.287 25 plus 273. So that way these two values are known to you now. Okay, so from there you can get the value of HI will be coming like 299.49 kilojoule per kg. Just do the calculation rightly, it will giving you like this value. Okay, now coming to UF value, that is the internal energy at final stage. So that is again you have to use the same relation, 0.718, that T will be replaced, T will be the findings over here, 273 will be there. So now put the values over there, just use this particular relation now. Left hand side it is already known, right hand side only one is unknown parameter. So from there you can get the value of T, and it will be coming 144.11 degrees centigrade. It is a very easy problem. So that is the part 1 solved. Okay, now part 2. While you are going to solve that point of time, that volume is not, the bottle is not empty. At part 2 problem, that initially some gas is there. It is not gas, it is basically we are talking about air. So that air is being stored at some definite pressure and temperature. So it is at 400 mm of Hg pressure and at 25 degrees centigrade, and finally the pressure that I can write PF, it is 760 millimeter of Hg, that is the final pressure, and at that final pressure you have to find the temperature. That is the whole thing regarding the part 2. Okay, So obviously that 400 mm of Hg and 760 mm of Hg, that should be converted in terms of kilopascal, and that is a very childhood process. I think you are very capable to convert that mm of Hg to kilopascal. I can show you still. So if it is given 400 mm of Hg, so it is very easy to convert. Like 400 mm is nothing but 0.4 meter, and if you 13600 is the density of mercury, because it is mercury there, and 9.81 is the value of G, so that will giving you a 53.37 kilonewton per meter square. That is the value of pressure. Okay, so obviously if you have to divide it by 1000, because this value will giving you Newton per meter square, you have to convert it into kilopascal. Okay, similarly 760 mm of Hg, that is nothing but 760 mm of Hg, that is nothing but equal to 101.4 kilonewton per meter square. In a similar fashion you can convert both the units. Okay, now what we are going to use here, we are going to use the gas equation. PI equals to mi r into Ti, that same gas equation we are going to use. Now at the initial stage Pi is known, that is the Pi. Okay, and Vi is also known and Ti is also known. So from there you can easily find out the value of mi. Obviously the R value should be remembered. Actually R value for air should be remembered. R is characteristic gas constant, that is 0.287 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Okay, that value should be remembered. For air the value always should be remembered by anybody. Okay, so that way if you put all those values, from there mi value will coming 0.019 kg. Okay, now one thing should be keep in your mind, that for a gas, while it is entering in a bottle, it will occupy the whole volume of the bottle. So every time that any volume of gas entering in a empty space, obviously it will occupy the whole volume of the empty bottle. So that's why we can consider one thing here, that Vi obviously will equal with Vf, because while the temperature is being increased, the volume of the inside of the bottle, that is completely constant. So whatever gas is entering in the bottle, it will occupy the volume of the inside of the empty volume of the bottle. So that's why Vi and Vf will be remain same, because both the cases it is only having a space of inside of the bottle, and inside of the bottle is that is remain constant. It will not going to vary with the temperature, the pressure. That's why Vi and Vf, that is the volume of gas at initial stage and volume of the gas that is the final stage, they will be remain same, because the boundary of the gas is remain constant. That is the boundary means the bottle volume, inside bottle volume, that will be remain constant. Okay, now if we consider that Vi and Vf they are remain constant, then again use that same equation for the final stage also. Pf Vf equals to Mf R into Tf. From there you can find that Mf is nothing but 10.6 by Tf, because Tf is the temperature at the final state, that we have to find out, and rest of the things, pressure that is known to us 760 mm of Hg, R is also known, and Vf that is also will be the remain same 0.03. So Mf will be that thing. Now you have to use this particular equation, because in this particular equation only this term will be nullified, because there is no heat transfer, rest of the term will be remain there. Okay, Mf will be substituted by this thing, M0 is nothing but this thing, initial mass, so that will be replaced by M0, that is Mf. At the right side part, Mf obviously will be this one, and Uf is nothing but 0.718. Uf already we have find out UF is nothing but 0.718 TF. Mind it, I am using the same relation, that relation. Mind it that TF is in Kelvin, because T plus 273, if we consider that T plus 273 as capital TF, so obviously it will be in Kelvin because we have eliminated the 273 term. Okay, and U0, it is also already we have find out that 0.019, U0 is nothing but, already we have find out 213.96 we have find out before. Just use the same relation U0. Okay, this same relation will if you do that, again you will come, that particular value will be coming with U0. Okay, so now just you have to use this particular equation and solve it again. So from this particular equation now you have to solve it. That 10.6 by TF minus 0.019 multiplied with HI, that is 299.49, is equals to, I am wiping this side, 10.6 by TF multiplied with 0.718 into TF, mind it TF is in Kelvin, minus 0.019 into 213.96, that will be the whole equation, just using the same thing, same relation. So from there you can easily find, if you solve it, it will be coming like TF is nothing but 343.75 Kelvin. That's why I have told you that TF is in Kelvin. It will be coming like this, and obviously it is in coming with a unit of Kelvin. If you consider it is in centigrade, so 70.76 degrees centigrade minus 273 will be there, so it will be coming like 70.76 degrees centigrade. Okay, in the second part we haven't done anything new, just we are using this particular equation where Q will be not there, rest of the things will be there. That's why MF and M0 should be find out earlier, and UF and U0 we are just finding using the same relation, using that particular relation. So part 2 and part 1 is basically connected with each other, so you can use that same internal energy equation to find UF and U0. UF is related with the final temperature, that's why the final temperature I have mentioned in capital TF, it is in Kelvin, mind it. And U0, that is the initial internal energy, obviously the temperature is known for initial temperature, that is 25 degrees centigrade. So use the 25 degrees centigrade, put it over here, you can get the value of like this thing. Now put all those values on the equation, easily you can find that particular temperature will coming with 343.75 Kelvin, or rather say 70.76 degrees centigrade, that is the final temperature. That is whole regarding a unsteady flow process problem.